Good afternoon, dear friends. Welcome to the Ukrainian Crisis Media Center. We start our series of press briefings today, and we'll talk to Maidan activists who call upon the authorities not to allow bribery flourish in the politics. We'll talk to Maidan activists and participants in the anti-terrorist operation: Oleg Barna, Kamil Valetov, Olga Harjkina, Patsuta, Alexei Tsipko, Alexander Kashirin, Vasil Sulima, and Roman Rybachuk. They all are Maidan activists who were there since the first day. Many of them have been also in combat in the anti-terrorist operation zone. So I give the floor to them. I wish everybody good health. I want to introduce our common Ukrainian girls and guys and students who were the activists, simple activists of Maidan, who were able to dethrone Yanukovych, those participants of the anti-terrorist operation who are defending our independence with the arms in their hands. And it is because of those people our officials are holding to their offices. And we are bitter to see how they are trading offices and resorting to the quota principle. So we want to address them and to express our opinions. Okay, so introduce yourself and express yourself. I'm Kamil Valetov, the 8th Afghan 100 of the Maidan. I want to tell the politicians, let you all think and remember that we are citizens of Ukraine. We are law-abiding. We understand very well that the Constitution says that the source of authority in this country are the people. And the people who came to power are actually our employees whom we hired. So we are going to take you to answer depending on what you do to us. Hello everybody, I am Olga. I am a coordinator of the All Ukraine People's Coordination Council of Maidan, composed of activists who were there since the first day. And today we want to remind our politicians of one simple thing. The Maidan was made by the forces of common people. We remember how the opposition rally next to the European square has not survived more than several days, and they had to join students in the Independence Square. However, the party functionaries have used the achievements of the Revolution of Dignity, and they have mounted the financial flows and key positions. We don't have a chance or an opportunity to repeat our mistakes, so a worthy power for Ukrainians is the demand of many people in this country and a good answer to the challenges that we face. Hello, I am Roman Rybachuk. I was a coordinator of the press center of the city at the city administration during Maidan. I'm an independent journalist. I'll be brief. I want to tell the politicians who made it to power, this does not mean that you hold the God by his feet and you should not listen to Maidan demands. As my colleague said, the first source of power in this country are people, so you have to heed us and not to trade the offices and not share the distribute cases. Usually, I am Alexei Tsipko, representative of the 800 of Maidan, and I am a participant in the anti-terrorist operation. I want to address the president of our country. The matter is that now is the peak of military action, combat action in Ukraine, and there's war in Ukraine. I want you, Mr. President, to publicly come out and tell about the essence of your agreements with Russia and the price for the deaths of thousands of Ukrainians. You should tell the people what the corridor from Crimea should be, will be, so that we understand and know there's war in the country. I'm Taras Patsuta. I'm a student of the Polytechnic, and I want to address the newly elected MPs. You should form the really professional government as soon as possible, where the offices will be held by experts in this or that branch, not alliance of not friends of four. And the task of the cabinet of ministers now is the help to our volunteer battalions and our military, because it is due to those people that we can live under the peaceful skies in Kiev. You perform your work, and we will help you as volunteers, because people who do not feed their own army feed enemy's army. So do your work, and we will help you. I'm Alexander Hershel. I'm a volunteer from Fastiv district. To our MPs who have come to power, I want to wish that they do not distribute offices, but see how our people live in the East. They don't have warm clothes, and they don't have heating devices. If not for volunteers, I don't know how our military would stand there. So we warn you, you either work correctly or we will help you. Thank you, colleagues. Any other remarks, or we can go into questions and answers? I want to sum up a philosophical question: how much a person needs to stop stealing? Well, we understand that no one will take what they have robbed to the other world, but the life path will tell about their life. Of course, you can make a clown, a patriot out of a clown with the help of a newspaper and PR. I want to address all those top officials not to occupy their offices for the sake of personal enrichment, because if you want not to hear criminal after what you've done, just try to leave a good trace after you. No quota principle can be a priority while you are being appointed to the office. Only professionalism, dignity, and consciousness, because it is an official's consciousness that won't allow a person to squander money to buy some helicopters for their personal use, while millions of Ukrainians cannot live normally at the moment. I want to remind you of a simple thing that disturbs us most of all: how much time we need so that our people don't die because of the lies, mistakes, or treachery of politicians. I want to address the newly elected MPs that they do not immerse into a rotten swamp of political chicanery, so that they are independent people who take the oath of allegiance to the Ukrainian people. I want to warn old politicians that repainting you into colors of our other parties won't wash away the shame that you have earned because of your previous activity. Now you have the chance to clear your name. Our people are patient, but patience may come to an end. So that this doesn't happen, all those politicians and officials who will be in their warm armchairs and their warm offices should remember that these streets were stained with blood of the flower of our nation, of our young people, And when there is no doubt about the choice between your honor and your personal interests, let them go to the Central Military Hospital and look into the eyes of our wounded soldiers, into the eyes of our mothers who are next to their sons who lie immobilized, or into the eyes of mothers and fathers whose sons have died, of the wives whose husbands have died, and children whose fathers have died. Remember this. And I take this chance to address the hierarchs of all the religions in Ukraine and all the citizens in Ukraine to support our defenders and our warriors in the East and become their angel protectors, to help Saint Nicholas to make a present to our soldiers, to our warriors, to organize an an event where they live, a gift to our defender from Saint Nicholas, and to our very rich Ukrainians. You know, I have a proposal to arm at least one brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine, how it's needed. But the best gift and the best token of memory for those who died and those who are wounded would be that their relatives understand that the sacrifice was not in vain, that we will be able, together with a new power, to build a new Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine.
Any questions? I have a question. You all are participants of Maidan from the first day and participants of ATO. Today, the Election Commission has processed 99.8% of the protocols. We know the results of the elections. What do you believe about the present composition of the Verkhovna Rada? Will they be fighting for the values that people are fighting for in the ATO zone? And this is the question which is probably incorrect, because those people who are in who are in the parliament, they will take an oath to serve the people of Ukraine. It's not the time for choice. We see how the Orange Revolution ended up. We see how 7 months after the victory of Maidan ended up, and the people will not allow it. People will not allow to have another Maidan. We will make it so that these authorities, whether they want or not, they will have to work. Once you have no more questions, we would like to thank the participants for your statement. I believe that the media have heard it, and I believe that the best gift, the best present from St. Nicholas to our warriors is that the war stops and we do not have to arm anyone. Our next briefing will take place at 12:30.